Ryan Hall is a weird dude. I fought him before in the gi.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, thank God there was no leg locks or shit. But
How'd the match go?
The most boring fight of my life. Yeah, because I mean, he.
When was this?
2012 on Houston Open.
Was he a black belt already?
Yeah. So he pulled guard when inverted, and I was like, nah, thank you. I don't want any part of your 50-50. So I just kind of like sprawled out and I stayed there, and he wouldn't come back to conventional guard.
So he's just inverted the whole time?
Yeah, the fight is YouTube. It's a boring fight. So it was controversial in the end because at some point I lose my patience, and I rush in and he catches me in a triangle. And then on that triangle, Draculino was calling for me to be patient the whole time. And then, of course, I lose it at some point. I was like, I've had enough. I'll go in, he spins and does a inverted guard to triangle transition. Catches me in a triangle, but he's much smaller. Like, I don't know why he was fighting at a lightweight division. So I just kind of pulled out of it, and I just heard Draculino say, now, pass this motherfucker's guard. I go, okay. Right through, I pass his guard. And then he's trying to go inverted still. It took literally 17 seconds of me just grinding this guy chest to chest for the referee to actually give me the points for the pass. By the time he gives me the points, I'm exhausted. So I kind of try to transition to something else. We both stand up. I'm like, okay, I'm going to pull guard on this guy. And then me, the black belt in judo, fighting against a guy who only pulls guard. I go to pull guard and he was sotogari the shit out of me.
Oh, really?
I fall flat on my back. I'm like, what
so you, the judo black belt, were like, oh, I'm going to pull guard, and then he sotogari'd you. Because you weren't expecting the sotogari.
I just didn't want him to pull guard again because I was just too tired. I'm like, I don't want any part of that anymore. So he's sotogari is me. I catch him in half guard, and then my friend is next to Draculino coaching me.
So it's 2 and 2 at that point, is it?
No, 3 for me for passing, 2 for him.
2. Oh, okay.
And then my friend is like, Rabinho. And then I looked at him and I'm expecting hold on, let's stay in seconds. Because I was so tired. And I look at him and he goes, just stay there. There's only 1 minute left. I'm like, Jesus, I don't have another minute here. So I'm holding on for dear life. He's trying to do that half guard roll. From the top, you roll to take somebody's back.
Oh, yeah. Turning.
Yeah. So he's trying to do that. I'm like, dude, that's cute. You're so light. You're not going to roll me over. And then I'm just hanging on there. I was like, oh, he can do that all day. Then the ref of my fight is here. The ref of the next match fight is here. And that guy goes, Paro. So I stop. I thought it's my ref. I relax. At the same time, he's flipping me. He flips me, takes my back.
Oh, shit.
But he has his feet crossed.
Yeah.
And you don't get the points if you take somebody's back and keep your feet crossed.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to open the escape. We run out of time. So the ref gives him an advantage, and I won. So the end of it was very exciting, but the first 7 minutes I was like, boring. Even I cannot bear to. I like to read the YouTube comments.
Yeah, oh yeah.
People are, Ryan totally dominated this guy. Oh, this biased Brazilian ref.
That's your first mistake, is reading the YouTube comments, bro.
No, I love it. I love it. I'm like, dude, come on. Do I agree that it's a dumb rule that if you take somebody's back and your feet are crossed, you don't get the points? Yeah, I agree. I think if you take the back, you should get the points. But hey, that's the fucking rules. I mean,
yeah.
I don't make them. I just abide by them.
But I mean, they make that because of that foot lock, right? But
it's the foot lock, and it is considerably harder for you to actually escape a back control if the feet are crossed or if you have a body lock.
Yeah, that's why it should be higher priority, I would think. I mean, the foot lock is there, but you almost never see anybody actually get submitted with that foot lock. It seems like
belts. Huh? Only white belts.
Yeah, exactly. So then it seems like actually crossing the feet, especially if you cross them high in the crotch. Yeah. If you cross low, then it's easier to catch that foot lock. But if you're high in the crotch, then even still, it's almost impossible to actually foot lock somebody from that. And it seems like to me that's just a closed wedge, right? If you cross if you close the feet, it's more difficult to escape.
It's like I tell people, I say, look, the tournaments have the rules, and you only have 2 choices: take part or not take part.
Yeah.
You're not going to change the rules of a competition.
You're not going to be able to negotiate with the referee. They don't give a shit, or the judge. They're not going to
I mean, if I don't like it, people say, oh, how come you never compete submission only? It's a big thing around here, right? People love to do the submission only. I'm like, dude, you're going to have to pay me some money if I'm going to go there and fight somebody to the death. I'm sorry. Not about their life.
Do you have any other, really interesting competition stories? Any other Guys, you okay, Wugong? Wugong almost died just now. Oh my God. Can you put the camera on Wugong so we can all see his hair? Is there? Oh, we don't have the third. We don't have the third camera. Wugong, I tried. Come here, real quick. Just jump in here, so we can see. Come on. I want to see your. You have Fabio hair right now. I already said it, so now you gotta come. That's it. Get in here. Look at that. Give it a flick. Yes, beautiful. All right. Love having you back, Wugong. Anyway, sorry for that.
Like a lion, man.
Exactly. It's beautiful. Do you have any other interesting stories? I mean, I didn't know you competed against Ryan Hall.
Yeah.
So, I mean, who else? Do you have any other really good, interesting match stories of people, of competitions against someone that people will know?
My Worlds finals, when I actually won the Worlds, I was a brown belt. So I fought JT Torres in the finals. And it was like, he was almost like he was the closest thing to a brown belt superstar at that time. He had just won double gold Europeans. And he was just like, it was just funny because I popped my knee on the very 10 seconds of the very first fight. And I came out, I'm like, that's it, I'm done. I iced my knee and I sat there and then they called my name and I was like, screw this, I'm going. So I went in for the second fight. But the funny thing is they always called me and JT at the same time to fight. And we'd both go in to fight. And I'm still like slapping and fist pumping and feeling my opponent out. And I hear the crowd going crazy. And I look over and JT submitted somebody. I'm like, Jesus Christ. And I go 8 minutes and I win by points. Then we come out, they give us a break, we go back again. So 4 fights down the road, it's me and JT. And I'm like, oh boy, now I have to fight this guy. Okay, so I gave my friend a travel insurance card and I said, here, if I need it, because there's no way in hell I'm tapping. If that guy gets me in a toe hold, he's gonna take my foot home because I'm not tapping. So we go in and he pulls guard, it's open guard, so I start going side to side, going crazy. I get a couple of advantages, and then he finally sucks me into close guard and he locks it. That's it. He body locks me from guard and I'm like standing up, shaking him. I'm not really shaking him, I'm already winning. I'm like, I put my hand on his knee and I'm like, I'm not really pushing. I'm like, bro, you're losing. You can hold that all you want. I don't care.
Eventually, you got to do something.
So that's pretty much how we went down. It was like, I was telling James earlier, like, it's funny the day before, Draculino goes, we're eating acai, like, casually, and he goes, you know what? If you win this thing tomorrow, I'll give you a black belt. And I go, oh, okay.
He told you straight up.
Yeah, no pressure.
Yeah, exactly.
And he goes, no, seriously, like, I think you're good enough to win this thing. You're just too stupid when you compete sometimes. And it goes,
You're like, okay.
Thanks, I guess. So yeah, so after I won, like the belt, of course, is special to get your black belt and get your black belt from a legend like Draculino. But at that day, it was secondary. Because like,
you're focused on the competition, right?
I had never won a gold medal in IBJJF. I'm competing in IBJJF for like...
This was Abu Dhabi, right?
No, in the US.
Oh, this was the IBJJF.
IBJJF Worlds. So like I'm competing in IBJJF since 2005. So it's 4 years of like non-stop competing IBJJF, and I never win anything. I won like a bronze medal in a Rio Open once, and then I go to the Worlds and I get a gold medal. I was like, okay. And then
everything just came at the right time.
At the right time, yeah.
Yeah, I remember Jake telling me a story. Jake Mackenzie told me a story about
that motherfucker beat me in the Pan Am.
Yeah, that's what I didn't want to say it. So
he was like, the only one to beat me. I was like, what the hell was that? Like, but he's just such a nice guy.
Hey, I know you can't. That's the thing about Jake. I
usually hate people that beat me, and I keep a grudge because like I feed off of it.
He's Canadian, dude. He's so fucking nice.
I helped him he was doing a seminar in Tokyo in 2018. So I was there with the Indonesian national team. So I was assisting him to do the seminar. So I was like being the dummy. And he was teaching in English. And I said, dude, it's such a bizarre thing to hear you speak in English.
Yeah, because you're used to only seeing him speak Portuguese,
Portuguese, right? And it's like, it's a very real Portuguese.
Because he did the full thing. He moved to Brazil, married a Brazilian, like spends all of his time in Brazil or traveling up to that point. Like he embraced
it.
Yeah, there's no gringo shit with him. I mean, he went in, married a local, like did the whole thing.
Definitely.
I mean, I live in Singapore. My wife speaks Chinese. I'm not learning the language. Like,
that's too difficult. I tried at first because I learned English on my own. I said, I can do that with Chinese.
English is really good, man.
Thank you. Yeah, I learned watching movies.
Really, that's it?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm actually surprised. I mean, of course, I've seen you talk at competitions and I've seen you around and stuff, but like, we've had a long, like, we've been talking for an hour and a half now, and like, really specific, like,
Yeah, I mean, the OCD
language
helps.
really good. The OCD helps.
So like every time I if I say a word wrongly, I cannot just keep going. I have to come back and like fix that. But like,
But your vocabulary is good. Your accent's good. Like,
I read a lot of books, and it got to a point that I had to learn English. It was either there or starve. So I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I guess I'm gonna learn this. And then Audrey, she has a background in journalism, so she has like excellent English. So she corrects me a lot. Like every time I say a word that's wrong, like there was this one Instagram live that I kept saying like, I always like to, how did I say? Was it impart? No, I don't remember the word. Yeah, impair. I kept saying impair.
impair.
Yeah, and it impart on somebody,
Oh,
right?
okay.
And then after that, she told me, and I'm like, couldn't you have messaged me there? Like the first time I said it, like Jesus.
And then you're like, 100 arm bars, go.
Yeah.
Like, you correct me, then I correct you, huh?